How is everybody doing today? My name is Master Zero and welcome back to another reaction video. This time we're reacting to I Followed My Crush to the Basement, Instantly Regrets It by My Story Animated. Alright, so it's been a hot minute since I reacted to anything like My Story Animated or anything like that, you know, but it's just really exciting stuff. And obviously I'm gonna do my thing how I normally do with like the most popular one and then work my way down, you know, and then I came across this one and it's interesting, I'll give it that. One, the title's kind of wrong because it's like I followed past tense and it's like instantly regretted it, but whatever, you're trying to be Darman, I get it. But like, all in all, like it should be really like just entertaining, man. Like if anything else, these videos are very entertaining, like just the wackiness and stuff that the main protagonist gets into like most of the time. I don't even want to say sometimes, but like most of the videos are like that, you know. They have this like narrative heartbeat that they like to follow, but like in all honesty that's not even like a negative. Like it knows what it is and it works with it, in my opinion, you know. These are just really enjoyable and I'm really excited to see how this goes. Like it has to do with a basement and a crush, so who knows, all cards are on the table, I guess. So without any further ado, here is I Followed My Crush to the Basement, Instantly Regrets It. Never look down on anybody unless you're helping them up. Oh.
I was running through the rain
what
trying
the
to get
hell?
home as quickly as possible when I
Animation's
noticed
a little
my
crude.
crush James walking onto
or it's
the
just
school
a
grounds.
90s
I
anime.
didn't want him to see me like this. I was soaked to the bone.
You need to
looking
stop.
like a drowned rat.
Oh,
but
okay.
I had to know what he was up to.
I thought
what
she
if he
thought
was breaking
she was
into
sexy
the
or something.
school? I decided to follow him.
Do we
And
get
at one
any
point,
backstory
I
at all?
swear, he turned around and looked right at me.
Okay.
I didn't know if I was seeing things, but it even looked like
I
he
need some
smiled at
explanations.
me. Wait, did he want me to follow him? Suddenly,
doubt?
I felt brave.
I doubt it.
I was going to tell him how I felt.
Can I have a
the
backstory
moment
or
I'd waited
anything?
For
Good
my
God.
whole life had arrived. But then I
Neat.
saw him climbing into the tornado
explain
shelter,
what it is?
and that should have been my first warning not to keep following him, because things were about to get super weird. Before I unleash my crazy story
What is
onto
happening?
you,
Who's the blonde?
click like and subscribe
You
to
get
stay
one.
up
You
to date
always
with
get
all
one.
the madness that My Story Animated has in
Hey,
store
they said
for
the
you. Okay,
channel.
so there I was.
Anyway,
climbing into
there
the
I
tornado
was.
shelter
No
after
explanation
my
at all.
crush, with
Going to follow this
absolutely
boy.
no plan of what I'd do next.
She's the psycho killer.
I was acting purely on impulse, and it felt amazing. I felt sure he knew I'd climbed in after him.
Maybe don't.
But I couldn't see anything, so I
We're
used the
not
flashlight on my
animals.
phone and
We have
realized
technology.
he'd already gone
Hey.
down the stairs. The rain was really pouring now, so I closed the lid.
SpongeBob
the last
quote
thing
actually
I
worked.
wanted was to flood the shelter. Not on a special night like tonight.
What's
I'd
tonight?
never been
Can I have
this
any
close to James
explanation?
before. Just the two of us alone. Except we weren't alone.
Gasp,
As soon as I
obviously.
closed the lid, I heard a girl's
Monsters.
voice.
Oh.
No!
Hey,
I
the
started
blonde.
panicking and decided this had been a stupid
That's
idea.
not a
I pushed the
normal
lid
reaction.
To climb back out, but it wouldn't open.
There
no
it
matter
is,
How
okay.
hard I pushed it,
There's the
didn't
instantly
budge.
regrets it.
Oh my gosh, I was stuck.
Oh my gosh.
If it had just been me and James down there, it would have been quite exciting.
Yeah, but why do you
suddenly
think he
I
was
heard a
going in
kissing
there?
sound
Obvious.
And I realized my worst nightmare had just come true.
That's what I kinda assumed this video was about, but
tornado shelter
with
with
her.
my crush and his girlfriend by the sounds of things.
Oh, that's
I didn't
not
want
awkward
them
at
to know
all.
I was there, like some creepy stalkers, so I tried to keep as quiet as
Isn't
possible.
that exactly what
I
you
could
are,
hear
though?
them laughing, and then
You are
the girl
100%
said,
a psycho
"Did
stalker."
anyone see you come in here? I hope
Yes.
you didn't get caught." And James replied,
currently getting
"No,
caught."
I don't think so. Oh no, wait. There was a girl from my school, but she
No,
wouldn't
there
say
wasn't.
anything. She's such a loser." At that, I had to cover my face. I wanted
Wow.
to cry. It felt like he'd shoved
Oh.
a knife through my heart.
It is
And
kinda
then
your
I
fault that
felt
you're here,
angry.
though.
I had to get out of there. This was literally
I mean,
the
to be
most
honest, this-
embarrassing situation
every
to
single thing
ever
about
be
this
in.
seems like a
And what would my
one-sided
parents
relationship.
think when they found out? I gave the lid one final push, but I pushed too hard. The next moment, I lost
no.
my footing and was rolling down the stairs. I landed
then she
with
gets
a thump
amnesia?
and
What?
blacked out for a second. When I opened my eyes,
I need
James
medical
and his
attention.
girlfriend were standing over me. They didn't even
It's just like
ask
Android
me if I was
18.
okay. James just looked down at me and said, "Did you follow me here? What are you
100%.
playing at?" Then he turned to his girlfriend and said, "Come on, babe, let's bounce." Then they just left me
Come on,
lying
babe.
there and headed up the stairs.
We're in a
I was
70s
about to tell them that we were trapped down there, but
high
they'd
school movie.
soon discover it for themselves. I could hear James
Yeah, I
bashing
wouldn't-
on the lid
what?
of the shelter, but obviously
This is so
it
awkward,
wouldn't
though.
open.
Why?
And then he shouted down to me and asked if I'd done this,
Yes.
and if I thought it was funny. No, James.
I do.
I did not find this funny. I wanted to shout up at him. Gosh,
I think it's hilarious.
What would he say if he knew how much I wished I were his
Probably
girlfriend
disown you.
and not that dumb blonde girl? Then he started
You do not
shouting
know
about
their
how
history.
he had to
What
get
is up
out
with people
ASAP
pulling hair?
Because the next day was his big football game that
Gasp.
was going to guarantee him a scholarship to
Maybe
a
you
top
shouldn't have
college.
locked yourself into a
He
basement,
said
just
he
saying.
had to get it, otherwise he'd be stuck in this stupid town forever. Oh,
Noted.
no. This was a disaster.
You know, the two people
and
that
it
are with
was
you are from this
only
stupid town.
just the beginning. I sat up and looked around with my flashlight
What's gonna
on my
happen?
phone and realized there was literally nothing down there except for some
Oh,
sandbags
that's probably
and
bad.
an old scratchy blanket that looked like 1,000
hopefully they
bugs
don't
might
stay-
be living in
Yeah.
it. And then I realized
Hopefully they don't
I
stay in
was
here for that
shivering,
long.
like properly freezing cold.
Just
my
now.
phone was on 10%.
You're just now
Not
realizing
that.
that.
It mattered. There was absolutely no signal down there anyway.
You have games,
I
don't
didn't
you?
even have a bottle of water on me, and by the looks of things, James and his girlfriend had nothing either. Oh man. I
Yeah,
held
they were
my
just
breath
gonna do a
as they
makeout
came
party.
down the
You kinda
stairs.
ruined it.
I was so scared of what they'd say to me. They were arguing, and James's girlfriend came right up to me and
Little
said,
problem in
"This
paradise?
is all your fault. You've
Objection.
ruined everything." Truly, that felt like the most awkward moment of my entire life.
The-
James told her to try and calm down,
You,
and
like,
I learned her name
finding
was
them
Amy.
making out
she
in the
must have
corner?
gone to another school because I'd never
What
seen
is
her
happening?
before. Neither of them had signal either.
Why
and
did you
soon
draw
they
them like a
started
comic book
screaming
hero?
for help. I didn't want to tell them it was pointless. The rain was so loud, no one would hear us, even
That
if
does
they
kinda
were
suck,
right
though.
above us.
Like-
Eventually, I told them
But
I was
why is it,
sorry,
like,
even though it
shouldn't it be
wasn't
stocked up
my
and stuff
fault.
for tornadoes?
I lied and
Is this
told
not
them
a
I'd
tornado
been trying
shelter?
to shelter from the rain because I'd forgotten my umbrella. But
Mhm.
Amy didn't buy it.
I don't
she
buy
said,
it.
"Yeah, right. You're clearly a stalker."
Amy, you gotta calm down
You
with the
get kicks out
seductive,
of
like,
watching other people making out or something.
movements.
James said you're a loser, and he wasn't
I should-
joking. Look at you.
I could've just said
if
movements.
I hadn't already been underground, I'd have asked the ground to swallow me up. No one had ever been so mean to me before. After that, it was really uncomfortable.
I don't know, but it's
and
like, it's
all
your
of
fault
us
that you're
were in a
there,
bad
you know?
mood.
Like, it could just
Soon,
be them.
It became obvious.
And it wouldn't
we
even been
all have
stuck,
to spend
right?
the night down there. So I found a
Just
corner as
one
far
night, though,
away
right?
from Amy as possible and lay
It might
down.
be fun.
I was still shivering and thought about using the
Yeah, but
insect-infested
you happy?
blanket,
Yeah.
but Amy had already grabbed it. There was no way I'd fall asleep. I
I think
was
Amy's
so
hiding
thirsty,
something.
and even though the shelter luckily had a small toilet, there
Ugh.
was no sink, which meant no running water.
Okay,
I'd
I
have
thought you
drunk
were
the
just-
rain earlier if I knew this was going to happen. I covered my ears because I was afraid I'd hear them kissing, and eventually I must have fallen asleep. because
Literally
the
her
next
worst
moment,
nightmare.
I found myself waking up to hearing a rustling sound. I looked over at Amy, and even though I couldn't
She
see
was
anything,
hiding.
I knew
She was hiding
eating
food.
something. I could hear her. I
Evil.
couldn't believe
That
she
is
had
kinda messed
food
up, though.
with her and wasn't sharing it. Did
Yeah.
James know? I should have
Probably
said
not.
something, but I was too scared. I'd already caused enough trouble.
That-
Finally, morning
that
came.
is fair, I
and by
guess.
then, my phone
Oh, this
was
one's
at
way
2%.
different than all the other
Soon,
ones. Oh my
I
God.
wouldn't even know what time it was. I was bursting for
Not my
the
technology.
toilet, so I went
Use
to
a sundial.
use it, and of course,
Like there's
Amy
sun beaming in
shouted
there
at
or
me and
something.
said my peeing was too loud and had woken her up. Then I noticed there was a light switch
Well, your
outside
crunching
the
was too
toilet.
loud.
I clicked on it, not expecting it to work, and suddenly the whole shelter was flooded with light.
You didn't try that
Amy
before?
quickly pulled the blanket up and told me to look away. Oh my gosh, were they not wearing clothes? Then Amy just laughed and said everyone knows that body heat is the best way to survive in cold
Poor James.
weather.
He's
Ew!
so
Once they
embarrassed.
got dressed,
Naughty.
I realized how pretty Amy was.
What
and it
is going on
really
with Amy?
annoyed me.
Stop.
How could I have thought James
You are a
would
cartoon.
ever be interested in someone like me when he
Aw.
had Amy? I ran up the stairs and tried to push the lid
I
again,
mean,
but then I just sat
I
there
just keep
waiting
going
for
back to,
people
like, it's your
arrive at
fault that you're in
school.
here, though.
Then I'd
He probably didn't even know you
scream
existed.
my head off. Plus, I didn't want them to look at me. I felt
Oh.
so insecure about my running
Don't
clothes,
look at
and I
me.
hadn't even shaved my legs. I didn't want James noticing.
you could just,
I
like,
hear the school
not
bell
care
and feet
what people
walking
think about
over
you,
us,
but
no
I know
one
it's hard
heard
when you're
me
in high school and
scream.
shit.
How long would we be down here?
That's a
James
great
was
question.
complaining about being hungry and Amy too,
Papa.
but I knew Amy had eaten something in the night. She was a liar. We started looking around the place
And the
to see
worst
if we
part,
could
she
find
lies.
anything. And James suddenly sounded happy. Under the sandbags, he'd found some old
Hey,
bottles of
let's
water.
go.
The water
Whoa,
looked
whoa, whoa.
disgusting, but I'd have drunk anything by that point.
That's fair.
Both James and I downed
Manifested.
like a liter each, but Amy refused. Suit yourself, I thought. Then
'Cause
about
she
an
has her
hour
own
later,
supply,
I
doesn't
started
she?
getting a weird pain in my stomach. Oh no. There was no toilet paper. This
Is it water
couldn't
bacteria?
be
Oh,
happening.
she just
I
really
had
needs
to
to go
run
poop.
in almost almost puked my guts up.
Oh,
and I
never
wasn't
mind.
the
Maybe I
only
was
one.
right.
James raced in after me,
Oh.
and at one point, we were both
Something in the
lying on the
water.
floor, taking it in turns
Don't drink the
to
water.
vomit.
Hey.
Not exactly what
I
I
wanna
had in
vomit
mind
rainbows.
for our first date together. That water
It's not a
must have
date,
been
you just
20
need to
years
leave
old or
that,
something.
okay?
Amy got seriously annoyed and even tried to drag James out of the bathroom. Was she jealous? And then I noticed an empty
Maybe she tried
soda
to help.
bottle behind the toilet.
Gasp.
Had Amy secretly had a bottle of
Yes,
soda
I think
and
so,
not
100%. I
told
think
us?
everybody in this room
How
knows.
Selfish.
Except maybe
That
James, he's
first
throwing up.
day seemed to fly by. Most of it
Fly
spent in
by?
the bathroom, of course.
Oh,
By the end of the day,
no,
I
that
almost
would-
lost my voice from screaming for help. Would we be stuck down there forever?
Wouldn't that make the time
And
go
then
by
nighttime
way slower?
Came, and James and Amy got into a huge fight. Secretly, it made me happy to see them
Stop!
argue.
Oh my
James
God.
deserved better.
Just drop
he
it,
was
okay?
super upset that he'd missed his football
It's just like,
game.
well, I'm the
but
only
Amy
one
just
else
kept
here,
saying
so
he could go to
I'm the
college with
default.
her, and then they'd never be apart. And James got really
Everybody's
angry and
psychopomp
said
is crazy.
he
Got
didn't
it.
want to go to her college. Then the
Gasp.
whole room went silent. It was tense. I didn't
Yeah,
know
that
what
is
to
kinda
do,
awkward,
so
man.
I just stayed quiet and pretended to be asleep. A while later, I heard someone
As you
saying
do, I
my
guess.
name. I opened my eyes and could see James. He
James.
said he could hear my teeth chattering and that I should come and share their blanket.
James, how close
But
are
if
you, buddy?
Amy woke up and
Personal
saw
space,
me,
man.
she'd go mental. I didn't
That's
care about
actually
her, though.
fair.
James was actually
Stop.
being kind of nice to me for the
Aw,
first time in my
for the first
life.
time ever,
I
so I
couldn't
decided
lose
to be
my
his crush
chance.
again.
So
Or
I
him,
climbed under
me,
the blanket
what?
next to him. Our legs were almost touching. And of course, that woke Amy up. And when she saw me, I thought she was going to explode.
Creeper.
James wanted to keep the peace, so
Love
he
it.
snuggled into her and left me lying there all alone. But I couldn't stop thinking about the moment
Dude, you
we
gotta
just shared.
stop,
And during
like,
the night,
straight
I
up.
decided to try and get closer to him. I rolled over until I was almost right at his back. But
Why'd
then
you
I
have to
heard
use squonk mode
something.
for evil?
They were kissing.
Obviously.
I was watching them.
What do you
wishing
think?
it was me he was
How long are you
kissing.
watching
I
this? That's
couldn't
kinda weird.
stop staring. But
Ah,
suddenly, Amy opened her eyes and caught me watching them. She
Yeah.
told James, but James said I was asleep and that they should get some sleep too. But James didn't go back to sleep. He waited until
James.
Amy was snoring next to him. And
James.
then he reached out his hand
James,
and grabbed
you naughty
mine.
dog.
I felt like my heart was going to explode.
I think
and
you're just giving her
so
false
badly
hope, in
wanted
all
to get
honesty.
closer to him, but
Like,
it
this
was
isn't
too
romantic at all.
risky. There was always the next night, right? So we fell
What?
asleep holding hands, and I
How
couldn't
long do you think you're
stop
gonna stay there?
smiling. In the morning, though, I was lying there all alone. When Amy got up to go to the bathroom, I
What's up with
smiled
that?
at James, and he smiled back. But then Amy came out and saw me and said, "Freak, stop staring at us like that."
I don't know if that's
thought
a
James would
first.
stick up for me, but he didn't.
Why,
He
man?
was acting like nothing had happened between us.
Obviously.
The rest of that day was
Seems to
kind
be
of
a cheater,
weird.
right?
We just sat around.
you still want him as your
quietly.
boyfriend?
At one
That
point,
makes
James
sense.
almost fainted. I mean, we were all starving. I was so weak.
So is
I
this
just
just
kept napping.
day two,
when I
I
woke
think,
up
right?
from one of my naps, James and Amy were eating
Maybe day three?
biscuits. Where did they get them from?
That looks like
I
a
could
cookie.
almost feel the
Maybe they're from
saliva
England.
pouring out of my mouth, and I assumed Amy would offer me one, but she didn't. They ate them all, and after
That is
that,
kinda
I
messed
didn't
up,
speak
though.
to either of them. I was
Good,
so
actually.
mad. I couldn't sleep that night because my stomach was rumbling so
That's actually
loudly.
very messed
But
up.
once Amy had fallen asleep, James reached into his pocket and handed me
I'm a nice guy,
biscuit.
I'm just,
I
you know,
swear
hiding
I
it.
almost kissed him right there and then.
Stop.
This was why I had a crush on him.
Get
He was
sloppy seconds.
actually a good guy, even if he had a demon for a girlfriend. For the next few
Yeah,
nights,
but
we
it's
got into
his
a bit of a
choice to, like,
routine. After
follow
Amy
her,
fell
you know?
asleep, we'd
Like,
lie
he's
there
not
and
a good
hold
guy.
hands. And one night, James came right up to me, and I could tell he was about to kiss me.
Oh my
But Amy
God.
started murmuring in her sleep, and he quickly moved over to her and held her. It
I don't like
drove
James.
me
I really don't
crazy.
like cheaters.
After we'd been down there for like
Evil.
6 days, things were really starting to smell. The
6
toilet,
days.
my clothes, it was nasty. And
6
still,
days.
James and I hadn't shared a kiss. But for
Good.
some reason, Amy still looked good. That day I noticed she didn't get up. It
Okay.
was like she'd given up on shouting
that is
for
a little
help. But
suspicious.
it bothered me.
She's hiding
Why
something.
should she get to
No,
sit there and
she hasn't gone
chill?
up, so
I
her
told
stash
her
is
I'd
underneath her.
just seen a huge
I know all your
spider,
secrets.
and I've never seen her run so fast.
Smart.
She raced
If
up
you wanna
the
be
stairs to where
conniving, I
James
guess.
was, and I immediately went over to where she'd been sitting. I just had this
Hardy,
feeling
hardy,
she
hardy.
was hiding something, like another pack of biscuits. But I found something
Those
much
damn
bigger.
biscuits.
Under where she'd been sitting was a loose part of
Don't
the
tell me I
floorboard.
was right.
I lifted it up and couldn't believe what I was seeing. There was so much stuff
Let's
down there.
go. Wait,
Beauty
that's the
products,
electronics. What?
Food, a battery pack, even clothes.
Wow.
Oh my
I was just
gosh,
expecting the food.
What was going on? I didn't have time to put
What do you think was going on,
back
man?
before James appeared to find the spider. I whispered that
Does-
Amy had been
does he know
hiding
about it?
stuff. James came
Looks like he
running
doesn't
over
know
and
about it.
pulled out her phone. He knew her password and typed it in quickly.
Yeah,
Then
okay.
he saw some messages
Didn't
that
need to
said
say that.
things like, I need to find a way to stop him going off to college. I'm
Oh,
scared to
shit.
leave me. As he
What?
was reading them and I was eating one of her secret chocolate
Say, I don't care, I
bars,
had chocolate.
she came down the stairs. What are you doing?
This
she
was a
screamed, But
plan.
it was too late. We'd caught her red-handed. She tried to grab her phone back from James, but he wouldn't give it to her. Eventually, she broke down and said that
So, like-
she didn't want James to leave
Yeah.
her for college. So she'd planned
Wow,
this.
that's
But
kinda
she had only
scary.
meant for them to be stuck down there for 1 or 2 days.
cuckoo bird?
Then she said I'd ruined it all by turning up and getting them locked in here.
It's
But
like
there
baby
was
Nezuko in the
something
corner or
else.
something.
While
That's
she'd been
adorable.
talking, I'd been digging around, and inside a pair of her socks was a key. I held it in my
That's
hands
a
and
weird
watched
key.
as James went crazy at Amy. He said he couldn't believe he dated such a
maybe step in
psycho
before
and
something
that
happens?
she'd officially ruined his life.
James
and
is a little
the
mad.
best part of all,
Oh.
he turned to me and apologized. He said he was
How is that the
sorry
best
he
part?
treated me so badly, but actually he'd realized how amazing I was and had enjoyed our
A little bit too late there,
hand-holding
James.
sessions while Amy
Someone treats me
slept.
that bad, man,
At
I'd be like,
Amy
nah.
went berserk. She ran towards me and I quickly jumped away. Then I watched as she dug around inside her secret hiding place. Looking for this? I asked, swinging the key in my hand. Then I turned to James and said,
What did this
"She's
turn
been
into,
hiding
by the
this
way?
key the whole time." Before Amy could get to it, I ran up the stairs and undid the lock. James was right
I'll
behind
do it, 'cause
me,
apparently
and we
they're
both
not.
climbed out and collapsed onto the ground laughing. We
6 days,
were
right?
Free.
Y'all
As
guys
Amy
should
climbed
be
out, I thought
looking
she
like
was
me,
going
in
to
all
kick
honesty.
me or something, but she just stormed off. And James shouted after her,
It's not
"That's
even
right,
worth it."
keep walking.
James,
I never
shut
want
up.
to see your face
Shut
again."
up.
Finally,
You don't
she
deserve
was
that.
gone, and James turned to me
You're not
and
any
gave
better.
me the biggest
If anything, you're
kiss
worse.
ever.
Now you're
we
very
could see
worse.
the janitor running towards us, and before all hell broke loose
Where were
with
you,
our
janitor?
parents about where we'd been for the past week, James
Week.
asked for my number, and now
Kinda
we're about
forgot
to go
about
on
that.
our first proper date. The worst week of my life just became the
Yeah.
best week.
Why do I even bother? That didn't have to end in a relationship. You could have just cut that part off. Just saying. Alright, man, so this was like very, very close to being what I was looking for in one of their videos, man. Like, it was very different. I might add, like, it had like a couple of like the same beats, you know, it's like protagonist needs destruction in order to find boyfriend, you know, like that kind of was the same thing going on, but like overall it was a different experience, and I really respect that. It's like, yeah, it still had to do, like I said, the key points, you know, with a boy and a girl and maybe a different person like in between them, like making their relationship go haywire or something. But in this case, he was already with like another woman and everything. She just happened to be a stalker. Like, let's be honest here, like in all honesty, that's why she got locked in with them. That's why like all of this stuff's conspired, because she was stalking him in the very beginning, you know. But like all in all, it was really, really enjoyable. Like honestly, like what it's there for, it's like, well, actually no, it's I think it's supposed to teach you a lesson, but I'm treating it as just like entertainment purposes, man. This is just, I'm not learning anything from this, it's just, unless it's like how to be a terrible person and still find love somehow. All in all, fantastic stuff, man. It's just, I don't know, it's something about these that really, really like tickle my fancy, I guess, if you want to call it that. Like, it's just really, really exciting stuff. And then like, yeah, you could argue that nobody's really in the right, especially this one. Like, everyone seemed to be a terrible person, especially James. James is a cheater and he's not loyal and he's terrible. Why would you want him as a boyfriend? He already, every bad quality you saw, like, I witnessed. But I'm getting ahead of myself. It was a fantastic animation, man. The animation was a little like crude compared to the other ones that I reacted to and stuff, but it kind of worked for it. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was gonna like comment about it while I was watching it, but it never really like was a serious problem, so I didn't even address it. So I don't know, I'm gonna address it now. But all in all, fantastic, man. I love the experience I experience when I'm reacting to one of these. It's just goofy, silly fun. So thank you everybody so much for watching. Leave a like down below, subscribe, ring the bell, become a member. You get videos a day early, and check out the merch. So with that said, I have been Master Zero. You guys have been fantastic, and I'll see y'all in the next episode. Later days.